Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Rail Vikas Nigam Limited Q3 FY23 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touch-tone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Vishal Periwal. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank the management of RVNL for giving us this opportunity to host the earnings call. From the management of Rail Vikas Nigam Limited, we have with us Mr. Pradeep Gaur, Chairman and Managing Director, RVNL, Mr. Rajesh Prasad, Director Operations, RVNL, Mr. Sanjeev Kumar, Director of Finance and CFO, RVNL. So as usual, we'll have a commentary from the management on the results, and then we'll have a line open for Q&A. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Okay, fine. So, very good evening. This is Rajesh Prasad. I'm Director Operations, and with me I've got Principal Advisor Finance, Sri A.K. Chaudhary sir, and Director Finance, Mr. Sanjeev Kumar is joining in 2 minutes. Mr. Pradeep Gaur is having another meeting which is continuing for the last 2 hours, and he will be joining later on. So, as you are aware that this company is 20 years old. We celebrated our 20th anniversary on 24th January 2003. We started operations from December 2005, and we were the executing arm from the CapEx arm of the Ministry of Railways. Now, the Ministry of Railways and Government of India also desired that we should have the broader perspective. We have been contributing more than 30 to 35% of the railway infrastructure, and we have commissioned more than 15,000 route kilometers of the railway infrastructure, doubling new line gates, conversions, railway electrification. Besides that, we are also in the metro construction, and the turnkey projects we have completed and commissioned 16 turnkey projects, which are really on very, very fast track. This was basically, this is a mini Ratna company given in September 2013, and it is getting upgraded to Navratna. Our administrative ministry has accorded approval for this, and followed by there was a meeting with the Department of Public Enterprises, and there also it has been cleared, and then after that we had the interministerial committees meeting. They have again cleared it. So it is almost like a time, basically it is only for some time that maybe during this financial year we'll get the Navratna status. We have got the pan-India presence, and we are executing all kinds of railway infrastructure. We are involved in the complete project life cycle, which starts from the concept to commissioning, the final location surveys, DPR, the designs and plans, then estimation, tendering, the basically land acquisition, execution, commissioning, and then defect liability period, and handing over for the operation. We have got a very lean setup, and earlier it was 100% dedicated to IR. We were executing the railway infrastructure. So now we have changed our model from local rail infra to global all infra. And if you see the performance of this company, last 11 years it has been rated excellent. And in last 5 years, if you see the performance of this public sector, which is being issued by the Department of Public Enterprises, this must be number 1 PSU in the country. For the year 2021, it was third amongst all the PSUs. 3 times it was number 1. So if you take the average, then it will have the basically it will be the number 1 PSU. Regarding the Q3 performance, very small thing, very briefly, I would like to highlight that we have, as per the target of MOU, we have been given a target of top line of 20,000 crores as per the MOU. We have been given a target for commissioning of 1,000 kilometers. We have commissioned more than 810 kilometers. So that is also as per the timeline. We have had the turnover of more than 14,560 crores after Q3. So there was an increase of around 12.5% with respect to FY21-22. So again, this is a very good sign. And if you see the share price variation of this particular company, in last 9 plus 1, 10 months time, the share price appreciation has been more than 125%. And if you compare with respect to BSE 500 index, this is more or less stagnant in 24,000 mark. And the BSE Infra Index, which is more close to the infrastructure, it is again stagnant 288 as on 1/4/2022, and as on 1/2/2023 it is 287. So with respect to that, it has shown a tremendous improvement. And in the SPVs, there is a total turnaround in the special purpose vehicles in terms of the increase in the volume of the traffic, in terms of the earnings. And in FY 2021, the total earning in the whole of the financial earning was loss of around 40 lakhs. This is got increased to 103 crores in FY 21-22. But in FY 22-23, even after Q3, in 9 months, it has already surpassed 141 crores. So all the SPVs have shown tremendous improvement. We have got a rating done. It is AAA and stable. And we have started bidding in the market. We have participated in bids worth 70,000 crores. We started this bidding only around 16-17 months back, and it has shown a lot of improvement. And the strike rate is around 24-25%. And we are also happy to inform that the Angul Sukinda Rail ASRL in Odisha is getting operational from February 2023. So all the 5 SPVs will get commissioned, and accordingly the earnings in time to come will go up. So these are about the SPVs. I talked about the overall performance of RVNL, and we are focusing in not only railway sectors but all sectors. And the main agencies where we are concentrating is the metro, then the tunneling works, then the port connectivity, marine works, FMT works, and the areas you can say that railways, highways, buildings. And we have already become global, as I said earlier. We are executing one project at Maldives, which is costing more than 1,500 crores. And the project has already taken off. And in time to come, this much I can ensure to the investors that, that whatever the targets and the projections which we have made for FY 22-23, we are going to achieve that. So now we are ready for the questions, and then whatever questions are there, we'll answer. And if you need further clarification, then I can also elaborate upon that.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin with the question and answer session. Anyone wishing to ask a question may please press star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Asha from Elara Capital. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Congratulations for a great set of numbers. So can you just provide what is the order book outstanding as of Q3 FY23? And can you give us the details also, segment-wise?
So you are asking about the order book. I can tell you that as on 31/3/2023, based on the projections, we will have an order book of around 55,000 to 60,000 crores. It has to be reconciled. And if you want to know the breakup for the segment-wise, so then through the market bidding, it will be around 20%. So out of 55,000, 20% will be through the bidding, and then rest will be the typical railway projects which have been given on nomination basis.
Okay, so nomination will be 80% as of FY23. But if you can just provide what will be the for 9 months FY23, if possible, the order book outstanding.
And you are not audible. You please tell again.
Can you give us the 3Q number outstanding? I mean, this one is for FY23, but what will be that for 3Q?
Outstanding numbers regarding what?
The order book.
Order book means, see, it is a dynamic situation. Minus 4,000. Yeah. So minus 4,000. Minus 4,000. 55 to 55. And there will be some, and we will have some accretion in this year, so around 52.
So as of December, it's 52,000 crores.
No, you said Q4. So this will be.
No, as of Q3 FY23.
As of Q3, we gave you 55,000, then you wanted something more, so that is 52,000.
Okay. Also, second question would be, what was the order inflow for 9 months FY23? And are we L1 in any of the other projects?
L1 is sensitive information we can't give you. Yeah, but I can tell you the strike rate is around 24-25%. And if you want to know that how many bids we have submitted, so I have already explained that we started bidding only 17 months back, and we have participated in bid worth 70,000 crores.
Okay, thank you. And just last question, can you just provide the update on the Kazakhstan project? I mean, what is the progress for the same? Are we because last we were going to approve the DPRs and then probably take on the next part. So is there any update on the same?
So basically we have identified 4 such projects, and the total length is around 1,000 kilometers, costing around $2 to 3 billion US. So we have signed an MOU, and we have already formed a JV with industry, and basically in first phase we will be executing 3 projects, and the moment we get additional information, it will be placed before the SEBI, and it will be available in the public domain.
Okay, thank you. That's all from my side.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Pranay Khandelwal from Alpha Invesco. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Congratulations for a good set of numbers. I wanted to ask, in a recent interview, you alluded that you have participated in a bid of 50,000 crores plus for train sets. Can you give more clarification about that? And also, is it a tie-up that you are doing with a company?
We have participated in a bid, that is correct. This is under evaluation stage, and if we get any update, it will be made available to the public also. So basically, it is a work where the train sets are required to be manufactured. There are 5 bidders in this, and we are one of the bidders who have participated in this tender, and the approximate cost is around 55,000 crores plus.
Okay. And we have bid separately, like there's no tie-up.
We are not counting this in the total bid, the numbers which I shared, that 70,000 crores. If we add this, then the total number of bid, basically amount of bid will be 1,25,000 crores.
All right. And can you also say anything more about the Maldives project? I heard in your opening remarks that you said that it has been commenced. So what's the timeline?
Maldives project, yes, we have already shared the information that we have been awarded the project of Maldives. This is costing around more than 1,500 crores. It was a QCBA tender. It is a sensitive information because it is a Government of India's project being developed for some MNDF, and we have already started executing the project. This is the first project, for the first time we are executing an overseas project, and I'm also happy to inform that it is not a typical railway project, it is a marine work. So we are getting diversified, number one. We are executing the first project in overseas conditions, and in time to come, we are very keen to have more and more projects overseas also, and you can see in time to come.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone wishing to ask a question, may please press star and 1. The next question is on the line of Sandeep from Shivam Dealmark Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to have a one-to-one and find out more about the company. I basically have two concerns. So one is that we have seen a very flat top-line growth in Q3, and the ticket size of most of the orders that the company seems to be getting is very small, in the region of 30, 40, 50 crores. So is there any constraint in ramping up our order book?
See, I have understood your question. The first question is the flat performance in Q3. But let me first answer this. If you see the performance of Q3, then okay, fine, it is flat because it is more or less 5,000 plus crores in terms of the top line. But if you see the cumulative performance, there is a jump of 12.5%. That is 12,945 crores to 14,560 crores. So the top line has also increased if you see the overall performance up to Q3. See, we are more concerned about the PAT, the bottom line. And if you see the PAT, it has increased by 30.45% with respect to 715. This time it was 923 crores. Regarding the order, see, we wanted to first enter into the market. Our aim was that, yes, let us get some work from the market. And the first two packages from Indore Metro gave a very positive sign. The margin was very good, and we are very, very happy to inform that we are going to commission this particular metro corridor. We are going to have the trial in our project in Indore, which we bagged from the market in the month of September and October. Regarding the small value or the bigger value, I will say the only thing tell that if it is a highly technical like signal and telecommunication, yes, the smaller value tenders are there. But higher value tenders are also there. For example, this one package of Chennai Metro, it is costing around 1,134 crores. Maldives project is 1,500 plus crores, 1,546 odd crores. So we have got the mix of all kinds of infrastructures, smaller values, but at the same time bigger values also.
Sir, are we maintaining our gross margin, which, if I remember correctly from the past investors meet, it was normally in the region of 5.5 to 6.5%. So when we say that we are going in for a higher technical project, do the margins improve over there, or do we continue to make that 5.5, 6 or 7%?
See, you'll have to understand that we have got various models, and the models are like the projects which have been assigned on a nomination basis, the projects which have been the SPV projects which we are executing, it is almost at the completion stage. Then we are executing the project from the market, and also the dividends from the SPVs and the interest which we get from the banks for our deposits. So if you want to know about the margin, see, the margin has been around 5.6 to 5.8%, something like that. And in time to come, we will be focusing more on the margin part. But yes, there is a element of risk involved in this for the projects which we are getting from the bid. For that, we are allocating the risk factor for the projects for which we are bidding. I'll cite one example. See, we are bidding in the projects, and there are some price variation clauses available, whether it is the EPC based or the BOQ based, and sometimes the escalation is not as per the price variation which we normally get from the contract. So we allocate a risk depending upon the kind of tenders and the contract provisions are there. So we are taking care of this. It is a kind of risk which we are taking. What I wanted to tell you is that in time to come, there could be a time when the margins will go down. But I can assure you this much, that in time to come, in the longer version, the margin is going to be up. Because
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
We are taking actions for increasing the margin. We have decided that we are going to have the procurement cell, so that we will be supplying the material. We are going to have the engineering design cell. We are augmenting the existing design cell. The idea behind this is that we will do some kind of value engineering for the project. So we are working in the right direction. Normally, every private infrastructure company, bigger company, do these kind of practices, and we are equally concerned for this.
Thank you, sir. The next part of my question, sir, relates to one company, these joint venture companies, which is Krishnapatnam Railway Company. I think we are having a constant problem with them even in Q3. The auditors have, mentioned some. They have given notes to say that we are not getting funds from them. And in the last investors meet also, Mr. Gaul had informed us that some progress is being made, and they are continuing to pay very small amounts. So can you update us, sir, on any further improvement with their performance or in their commitment to our company?
Okay. So let me first explain about this company. This is a project. This was a project sanctioned by Ministry of Railways through PPP model, and the first phase commissioned in 2008-9, and the final commissioning took place in June 2019. And the RVNL share is 49.76%. 82% of the equity are held by the central government, state government, and PSU. And the companies, they are also, financials are also audited by CAG. We have executed projects worth rupees around 2,400 crores, and we have received 1,600 crores plus, and this is a kind of a trade receivable. This is number one. Number two, the reasons behind this trade receivable is that there are two sources of earning. One is called the terminal cost, the other is called the freight apportionment and for a siding. So the Ministry of Railway agreed from 2017 rather than from the date of commissioning. So this has led to all kinds of problems, and the arbitration is going on. The next hearing, most probably maybe the final rounds of hearing will take place in last week of February, and we are very hopeful that we are on very strong footing. And you can also appreciate that if anything, out of any commercial agreement, if it is to be paid, it has to be paid from the operational date, the commencement of COD, not from any date after that. So this is number one. Number two, now if you see the performance of this particular company, this has shown a phenomenal progress in terms of the loading, in terms of the apportioned earnings. For FY 2021, the loading increased. FY 21-22, the loading was 11.53 million tons, with respect to FY 2021 of 8.61 million tons, and the apportioned earning also increased from 183 to 231 crores. This was the comparison of FY 2021 and FY 21-22. Now, if you see the first 9 months performance, the traffic has gone by 80%. Apportioned earning has gone up by 97% with respect to the previous financial year's first 9 months performance. We have commissioned 2 crossing stations, Brahmanpali and Velikalu. This will again further increase the efficiency. And I am 100% sure that in time to come, the company will improve its performance of the loading and transportation. Whatever dues which are pending from the Ministry of Railways, this will be decided by after the arbitration tribunal gives the judgment, which is at the final stage. And we are very hopeful that in time to come we'll get that.
Thank you, sir. One more perspective, either a suggestion or a question, sir, is that we now have almost, or we do have 8 such SPVs and joint venture companies, and each of those companies have, now gone into giving revenues, generating profits. As a shareholder or as an investor in the company, can we hope to have some sort of a consolidation or a listing of any of these companies, or a consolidation of these companies as one for RVNL and, to create more value for the shareholder?
See, as A.K. Chaudhary, Principal Advisor Finance is speaking, the nature of these SPVs, they are temporary. Their life is 30 years. The entire concession period is total 30 years. After that, the entire company will be taken over by Ministry of Railways. So no long-term plan can be done for consolidation and all. After 30 years, they will merge with Indian Railways. The other new one, they are project specific. Up to the project life, they are there. After that, again, these companies will dismantled and all. So no point, there is no point in consolidating or listing these companies, because these companies are not permanent in nature. The SPV is
Okay. Thank you, sir. That's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Devang Shah from Asit C. Mehta Investments. Please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, very much. Very good afternoon.
So I have one question. The way we have seen in a budget, the government has given us such kind of, capex program, and to boost the overall infrastructure, and the allocation has been given in general of 10 lakh crore of capex, and particularly in a railway front, 2.43 lakh crore, and many other infrastructure, Gati Shakti projects, and many are there, they have shortlisted. So as far as your future order outlook is concerned, because you have guided very well that you are going to have a strong order book, then only you can achieve your target. So you have to have a strong order book. So by considering this fact, as far as overall infrastructure development, how you are going to capture this particular thing, and how it will be beneficiary to company as far as order inflow is concerned, as far as participation, and what you are thinking, what's your plan, sir?
Okay, so you are right that yes, the Ministry of Railways and the Government of India have got huge plan for the capex and the creation of infrastructures, all kinds of infrastructures, not limited to only railway infrastructure. And you are also right that the capex this time is 2.4 lakh crores in comparison to 1.37 lakh crore of the budget estimate of FY23, which got enhanced to 1.59 lakh crores of the revised estimate. And the total capex has increased from 7.4 lakh crores to 10 lakh crores. See, the Ministry of Railway has got huge plans for the capacity building, the UNIGAs, the 100% railway electrification, transportation of 3,000 tons by 2030, then safety cover, station development, connecting unconnected areas. So yes, it is there, and RVNL has got a proven track record. See, these infrastructures, especially the railway infrastructures, are complicated and complex. And it is not something like that you have got the money and then you go to the market and you just implement this infrastructure project. It requires a lot of technical decisions, technical coordination, interfacing, and as I said, it is very complicated and complex. and at the same time, RVNL has got a proven track record. Why I am saying all this? That at the end of the day, it will be RVNL which playing a significant role in all those. And in FY22-23, if you also see that we have commissioned around 810 kilometers during FY22-23, and it is around 30% of the entire commissioning by Indian Railways, including RVNL. So I don't know how it will come to us, but certainly it is one of the area where we will be focusing, and we are very keen to enter into all these kind of infrastructure projects. So we are not only concentrating on this 2.4 lakh crores of the chunk, we are concentrating on the entire 10 lakh crores, whether it is in the metro segment, whether it is in the other segments, road segment. So we have identified that where we should focus, and certainly we have got the expertise in the railway infrastructure sector. So we will concentrate on the railway infrastructure sector. Metro segment is again very good. We have got plenty of experience. This financial year, we have commissioned 2 metro corridor sections in Calcutta, and Indore Metro has taken off very well. Chennai Metro, yes, we have got the LOA. We have already started setting up the casting yard and the agency. So everything is in line. And we are 100% sure that in time to come, we are going to have a lot of railway infrastructures getting implemented by RVNL, and also the other sectors like the road sectors, the metro sectors, even the high-speed corridors. So we are also concentrating on that, and we'll see how we will get that.
So you mean to say, sir, that order inflow that is going to be definitely on a positive side going forward by looking at this development, right? And you are going to be in a tendering process, so it will not be restricted to only railway. You will also participate in other tenders and try to get orders from these development, right?
We have been getting that. We have bagged metro corridors for Chennai. For Surat Metro, we are executing one depot, we are executing systems, we are executing tracks. So we are entering into all kinds of segments. So see, earlier we were having only one option depending upon the Ministry of Railways. Now we have got the wider options available.
One more question regard to your Q3 earnings. We are seeing that there is a decline in a share of profit from the JV. So any particular, on a sequential basis I am talking about, so any particular reason for that?
No, you have seen the wrong figures. I will cite the example that up to Q3, we have had an earning of 141 crores with respect to the 88 crores of FY21-22. Am I correct?
No, you are correct on that front. I'm just saying QOQ basis. You are right on your calculation that I have seen, but on a quarter-on-quarter basis, if you see last quarter it was 78 somewhere odd crores, and this quarter you have realized somewhere close to 43 crores. That's the only thing.
Statistics, how do you see it? We see it in a cumulative basis in the financial. And the seasonal flow and the traffic pattern also changes depending upon the see one of the traffic is the coal imported coal transportation. So that depends upon the kind of demand and supply and the government requirement, the requirement of the places. So it keeps on changing, but we monitor up to the month, up to the quarter, and up to the quarter there is an increase. Maybe in the same quarter, if you compare, it may be flat or maybe slightly less. But if you see the overall performance in FY22-23, with respect to FY21-22, there is a sharp increase.
Got it, sir. And last question, sir, as far as the next year is next financial 23-24 is concerned, sir, you are going to maintain the same revenue guidance that has been so far we are seeing?
See, these MOU targets, like the 20,000 crores of top line, this is fixed by the Department of Public Enterprises, Ministry of Railways and Government of India, and depends upon so many factors. So the way we have been working, we want to see that there is a growth, and there will be a growth in the top line. And we are focusing more on the bottom line, and maybe in 23-24 we will have the bottom line maybe more than 1,200 crores, maybe 1,250 crores or 1,300 crores. And from the investors' perspective, this is more important to have the better bottom line.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone wishing to ask a question, may please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Asha from Elara Capital. Please go ahead.
Thank you again for the opportunity, sir. Can you just one clarification? You mentioned that receivables were 1,600 crores from the Krishnapatnam JV. So can you just provide what is the interest?
I said the total project cost was around 2,400 crores, out of which we have received already 1,600 crores. Remaining 800 crores, 800 odd crores are trade receivables. This is what I have said, and there is an arbitration going on. It is almost at the last stage of finalization. So we hope that we should be able to get this through the arbitration. And the demand and the issues are very simple. If you wish, I can explain it to you again, that there are two issues, terminal cost and the freight apportionment for the siding.
That I understood. So in the 800 crores trade receivables, is there any interest component on that, or it's just purely trade receivables?
We have got the interest separate.
Interest is being sold separately, not as trade receivable.
And what will that amount be, interest?
Roughly around 450 crores. No, sorry, 530 crores.
530 crores. Okay. Next question would be, so recently we saw an unfortunate event in Josimat. So is there any, because of that event, have we seen any impact on the Chardham project that the MOR was going to sanction or they planning to build?
No, Chardham, we are not aware. See, we were given the assignment of doing the survey and the feasibility report, and we have already submitted that. We are executing current prior to Rishikesh, and the moment the project is sanctioned, the Ministry of Railways will take a call that how they want to get it executed.
Okay. So there's no, and also last question, by how much will be the, you said around 80% of the order book, current order book is nomination based. So by when will that order book be out of the books, like in by FY25, 26?
Typical railway project takes around 5 years time for completion and commissioning. So if the project has started around 2 years back, so it may take another 2 years. If it has started around 3.5 years back, it will take 1.5 years back. So what I can sense is that in down the line, maybe 3 years, 3.5 years, it should be completed, the works which have been given on nomination.
Okay. And last question. Also, you mentioned that you have bidded in projects worth 70,000 crores. So can you just provide what is the international component of the same? I mean, are we looking for any?
I do not have the figures right now available, but I can tell you that we have started executing overseas. The first overseas contract was around 1,546 crores in Maldives, and that project has already, the execution has already commenced over there.
Okay, yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone wishing to ask a question, may please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Vishal Periwal. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot for the opportunity. Sir, you have mentioned, the profit from associate has been pretty good in this year, 141 odd crore. Will you have the breakup of this in subsidiary wise that's available, sir?
Hello, just sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, sorry, sir. So I think you mentioned that profit from associate in year till date is around 141 odd crore. So do you have a number available, how exactly this stack up subsidiary wise?
Yeah, we have got the numbers, but what did we say?
Yeah, see, the highest contributor is Touch Railway, which has a PAT of 237.42 crore, and we have 50% share. So our PAT share comes to 118.71. Out of 141, this is the single largest chunk. Then Bharuch Dahej, has earned a PAT of 40.6 crore. Our share being 35.46%. The share in PAT is 14.4 crore. Krishnapatnam has a PAT of 11.42 crore, and our share stands at 5.68 crore. Azazpur Paradip has a PAT of 7.56 crore, and our share is 2.27 crore. And lastly, notional PAT of Angul Sukinda, our share is 12 lakh, which adds up to 141 crore roughly.
Okay. And in terms of new subsidiaries, any other JVs that will be commissioning in this year or maybe like FY24, do you foresee, sir?
See, the earlier SPVs which was made for the railway infrastructure, like Kutch Rail Company, Bharuch Dahej, Krishnapatnam, Haridaspur, they were commissioned earlier. Angul Sukinda is getting commissioned in this month, so it is going to change the dynamics of the transportation. And these were the typical railway infrastructure SPVs, and the new SPVs which are getting formed to the business development will take some time to get basically completed and commissioned.
Okay, sure, sir. And I think since we are moving into more of a competitive bidding, I think we are setting up allied infra. So can you give some breakup or maybe like some guidance on like what has been the capex this year? What are we doing for next year?
Yeah. Sure. So basically, top line you are asking me. So the top line, I said this FY22-23 we have been given a target of 20,000 crores, which we are going to achieve maybe 20,500 plus. And next financial year, it is a initial stage. We may not be able to predict now.
Okay, sure. Sir, I'll come back in the queue, sir, for more. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Deep Mehta from Bank of India Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. I just need some clarification regarding your guidance of 1,200 crores of PAT in FY23. Sir, for 9 months we have done around 1,060 crores of PAT. And if I have to do some calculation, then you are saying that in Q4 you will do around 140-150 crores of PAT. And that will be 50% degrowth compared to last year same quarter, and also margins will be very lower. So can you give some clarification on this? Thank you.
Your question is not very clear. Can you be a little louder?
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, now it's audible.
Sir, you have done around 1,060 crores of PAT in this 9 months, and you are guiding that you will do 1,200 crores in this full year. So does this mean that you will do only 140 crores of PAT in Q4, and that will signify very lower margin for Q4?
Hey, you are not saying correctly. See, the PAT after the Q3 was 923 crores, which was around 30% higher than with respect to 715 crores of FY21-22. And see, these are the figures of the first 3 quarters. So next 3 quarters, if you take even the average, it will become 1,200 crores. Yeah.
So you are taking standalone profitability for your guidance?
Yeah.
Adding the JV profit?
No, we are not taking the JV profit for this.
Okay, that is very helpful. And can you give some color on what is the growth we are looking for next financial year, that is FY24?
So the growth part, I said somebody had asked this question, and then I said that the top line is basically decided by the Department of Public Enterprises, Ministry of Railways, Government of India. This year it was 20,000 crores, which we are going to achieve around 20,500 crores. This depends upon so many other factors. So this year, FY23-24, we made target around 21,000 crores plus, and the bottom line we would like to have again more than 1,200 crores.
Okay, sir. That's all from me. That was very helpful. Thank you.
But I'll tell you one thing. You see, all the investors are there in line only. So I'll tell one thing. That only 16, 17 months back, we decided to bid in the market. And we not only survived, we have performed exceedingly well. And our numbers speak very high about us. And as I said in the beginning, that if you compare even the market appreciation, the share price appreciated by more than 128% in first 10 months, whereas the BSE 500 it is stagnant, BSE Infra Index it is stagnant. What else you expect from us? It is after all a government company where the government of India is having a share of 78.2%. So that is why I keep on quoting that it is a very, very flexible company where we have got the flexibility of the efficiency of the private organizations, private companies, and the authority and trustworthiness of the government companies.
Yes, sir. I completely agree. In fact, for past 5 years, our growth will be highest among all, both private as well as public companies. So, yeah, your growth has been quite exemplary in the past. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Devang Shah from Asit C. Mehta Investments. Please go ahead.
Sir, as you are now participating in a tendering process, so do you have a cost escalation clause also in a tender? Because on a nomination basis, so we understood that you are getting certain fees from the Ministry of Railways, but in a different model, how it works as far as cost escalation is concerned?
It depends upon the client, the provisions made in the tender documents. Each and every tender is different. Each and every tender is having different kinds of provisions. Each and every tender, it could be a EPC, it could be a BOQ base, and sometimes it is a mix of that. And the price variation clauses also vary. Sometimes even the price variation is not available. So what we do is, while bidding, we have got a complete business development cell. We allocate a risk depending upon the kind of provisions made in that particular typical tender. And we allocate that risk so that the risk is slightly mitigated. So yes, you are right. This is slightly, it is not very clear at the time of bidding, but yes, we are allocating risk, and we have developed enough skill on this particular aspect. And the price variation sometimes may get some extra benefits, sometimes may not. Escalation may not be as per the market perception, market variation, but yes, we are allocating a risk for this factor for that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone wishing to ask a question, may please press star in 1. The next question is from the line of Sandeep from Shivam Deal Mark Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Sir, thank you once again. You might call this fishing, sir, but what kind of an fund allocation can we expect towards dividend from the current year's profits?
You are asking about the dividends, the guidelines?
Yes, sir, the dividend guidelines for the current financial year.
The guidelines are available as per the Ministry of Finance directive, and we will abide by that.
And what is that, sir?
Last year it was 35%. They haven't issued for this year.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rajesh from Money.or. Please go ahead.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, please.
Hello, sir?
Bataiye, please tell.
Sir, are the margins more in the bidding order?
See, in longer term, I can tell you the margins will go up. But in the initial stage, there could be a dip. I can tell you about Indore Metro, the first 2 packages. There the margins are quite good and maybe slightly better than the margins which we used to get for the Ministry of Railways, from the Ministry of Railways.
And sir, this order book, that Kazakistan order is included in this 52,000 crore order book?
It is not included.
So when we are supposed to get that order and included here?
This will be notified in the public domain.
Okay. And sir, how will the PAT grow for next 2-3 years if we are not growing the top line?
Tell me again.
If the top line will not grow, it will grow for 5-10%. How the PAT will grow by 20% next 2-3 years?
Because we are in the market. We are in the market. When we are in the market, then we have got the flexibility. And probably you have not heard. What I was mentioning is that we are opening up basically design cell. We are extending the design cell for the value engineering. We are in the process of making a procurement cell where the material supply, etc., will be done by us. What these things will help us is that there will be a cost reduction in the execution of the project, and then we can increase the margin. This is what the major mega infrastructure companies have been doing.
How much time it will take, sir? 1 or 2 years?
Tell me again.
How much time it will take to increase the margin?
How much time it will take to
increase the margin?
See, this is something which cannot be predicted. But yes, we are thoroughly professional, and we allocate all kinds of risk, and we are aware about the margin requirement. And see, this is a government company. Just now I was mentioning that only 16-17 months back we started bidding in the market because we became zero. The nomination became zero. And you can see that we have participated in bids of around 70,000 crores plus. So this is something unique for this particular company. And we are working for not only the bid part, getting the work, we are also equally concerned in the implementation part. We are also concerned about the margin part.
So the last question, how is the JV going to perform in the future, going forward, all JVs?
Which JV you are asking about?
All JVs. Especially Kutch Railway, all JVs.
I can tell you, these JVs, there will be a turnaround in the JVs because a lot of developments have taken place. All the SPVs, the infrastructure SPVs have been commissioned, and the traffic has gone up. And with the internal resources in the Kutch Rail Company, they are undertaking the doubling and the railway electrification.
Okay.
So the cost of O&M will go down because of the diesel traction will get changed into the electric traction, and then O&M cost will go down. So there are so many things happening in these SPVs. And really the traffic has gone up like anything. As I said, in Krishnapatnam alone, the traffic has gone up by 80%. And the apportioned earning has also increased accordingly. 97%.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking the last question. That is from the line of Devang Shah from Asit C. Mehta Investments. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, sir, once again. Sir, I want to have one clarification that you are saying that in a current order book, 80% of the order book is still on a nomination basis. So I just you have changed your business model from nomination to tendering basis. So now onward there will be no nomination contract, right? It would be completely tendering basis only. You are going to get an order flow, right, sir? Correctly, if I am understood.
See, you are partially correct. See, the MOU which we have signed with the government of Kyrgyzstan, the projects are on the nomination basis kind of thing only. So we don't know from where we'll get the nomination work, but this may continue. We are not aware. And nor we have been informed. But there is a possibility that the nomination, not from the Ministry of Railways, but somewhere else we can get. This is number one. Number two, we have started bidding only 16-17 months back, and then we have already participated in bids worth more than 70,000 crores. If you add the train sets, then it will become 1,25,000 crores. So within a small span of around 17 months, the company has changed the model. So you have to appreciate that we are ready to face the crisis and take the measures to mitigate those kind of crises. We have in fact converted the crisis into the opportunities. Earlier our client was one, that was the Ministry of Railways. Now today we are having different clients. We have opened all kinds of segments, verticals. There is a diversification in the execution. So things are happening in a positive direction for RVNL.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you. Understood. And wishing you once again all the best.
Thank you. As there are no further questions, we now conclude this call. On behalf of Real Vikas Nigam, we thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.